Temperatures climbing. We should hit above the freezing mark, around 1 degree by the morning and up to 6 degrees. That's going to be our time high, and it is also going to be dry. We'll see some sun under a mix of sun and cloud, and just a light breeze off the lake. Tonight, we are rising to 1 degree by morning.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy and zero, feeling like -5. 680 news time, 8:33.
Well, you won't have to go far to buy pumped in Ontario after Premier Ford cancels the lottery system to apply for a permit to set up a cannabis.
680's Richard.
We're not even a year into it, they're already canceling the system.
It could be cannabis stores galore in the new year. The Ford government confirmed.
Can I buy it with my Canadian Tire money,
the
brethren?
lottery system for cannabis permits, and will begin issuing a lot more cannabis licenses. Doug Downing is the Attorney General of Ontario.
The lottery system that we went through in the 2 rounds will still proceed with the results of that.
Correct. But then going forward, the plan is no more lotteries.
That is correct. We're gonna go to open allocation, open market, which means people can apply to be operators, and then they can apply to have stores open.
Ford government a year ago
Apply to be an operator, then apply to have
Ontario with just 5, later issued another lottery for 42. It cited a lack of the drug. Now there's plenty of cannabis to go around. What's more, the government will allow
There
these
was
cannabis
no
stores to sell
lack.
other items like cannabis-related magazines and cookbooks.
Oh, wow, we need a special license for books now.
Poll in Britain's election projects that Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party will likely win a majority. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us live to tell us what that means for the country. Michelle.
8 of the top 10 trending topics on Twitter in Canada right now have to do with the UK election. And you're right, Christine, if the poll, the exit poll is correct, and it's known as being very accurate, it would be the biggest Conservative victory since 1987 and Labour's worst result since 1935. It also means Conservative Party leader and Prime Minister Boris Johnson will get the backing he needs in Parliament for Brexit. Johnson promised to take the UK out of the EU by the end of January if he were to get a majority. Now, several ridings have been declared already, and Professor Sir John Curtis tells the BBC so far the exit poll predictions have been right on the nose.
The exit poll forecast that the Conservatives would narrowly win Blythe Valley with a 15-point drop in the Labour vote, and we had a 15-point drop in the Labour vote, and the Tories narrowly won Blythe Valley.
The final total expected to be known by tomorrow afternoon. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 news time, 8:35. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer resigning from his position today. He says leading his party has been the honor of a lifetime, but that he could not commit to giving the Conservatives 100% any longer.
I will be resigning as the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. And I've asked the Conservative Party National Council, I will be asking the Conservative Party National Council to immediately begin the process of organizing a leadership election.
He says that he wants to put his family first. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says he understands the difficulty of public life.
It's a very difficult decision to take, and I want to acknowledge the hard work that you put in all your roles and the years of service that you provided. And I think we speak as a united voice, acknowledging that, and thank you for your service.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also thanking Scheer. Scheer faced a mandatory leadership review in April.
Meantime, 680's political affairs specialist John Stahl continues our coverage of Scheer's resignation with more on what happens next.
Well, you can be sure the party will commission some polls now to learn how people feel about certain potential candidates. Peter MacKay, Doug Ford, Jason Kenney, even John Baird, who stepped away from the Harper cabinet and whose post-mortem report on the election itself no doubt led to Scheer's decision to step down. This prize is a bit shinier, though, for those to consider, because there will no doubt be an election within 2 years. So the possible candidates will have their eyes on prime ministership quickly, as opposed to 4 years in the waiting. At the political desk, I'm John Stahl.
680 news time, 8:37. The old slogan, Ride the Rocket, could be more like Repair the Rocket next year. 680's Mark Douglas says the TTC needs twice as many scheduled service interruptions next year.
Short-term pain for long-term gain. Out of the 52 weeks next year, 34 full weekend closures somewhere on the subway system are scheduled, and the TTC's Chief Infrastructure and Engineering Officer, Fortunato Monaco, says the work cannot be put off.
It's a necessary evil, I guess, because it's not just repairs, it's also expansion, right? So the Eglinton Crosstown, we're replacing a 65-year-old signaling system, so I look at that as above and beyond just your normal state of good repair. We're talking about a brand new state-of-the-art signaling system.
On top of the weekend interruptions, there will be 18 single-day closures, 8 late Sunday openings, and 106 early weeknight closures. The bulk of the work will focus on the subway's Line 1. From City Hall, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time 8:38. A new report out of Rome revealing that when Catholics give to the Pope's charity, the vast majority of the money doesn't go to the poor. Only 10% of money donated by Catholics to the Pope's charity,
That's where the
known
term
as
March of
Peter's
Dimes
Pence,
comes from.
actually goes to the poor and suffering of the world. The
10
Wall Street
cents
Journal
on
has
the dollar.
reported. Francis X. Rocca reports he was told by those familiar with Vatican funds that most of the donated money goes to plugging a hole in the Vatican's administrative budget.
2/3 of it has been going to fill the budget deficit of the Holy See, which has been growing because of inefficiencies and rising wage costs and bad investments.
Something Rocca
Bad
says the Vatican does
investments.
not make clear. Megan
You have
Williams,
enough
ABC
money left
News,
over to make
Rome.
investments?
U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention providing an update on vaping-related illnesses.
More than 2,400 people have been hospitalized with vaping-related lung injuries. According to
Good.
the CDC, 52 people have died and more deaths are under investigation. All
Awesome.
50 states have experienced vaping-related illnesses, along with Washington, D.C., the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. The median patient age is 24 years old, while most patients who have died are older. The number of cases seems to be slowing, but states are still reporting to the CDC on a weekly basis. Yuni Han, ABC News.
And coming up in 30 seconds, we'll take a look at the prices at the gas
You
station.
guys have computers? You can't just send an email at the time?
680 News Time 8:39.
It's day 4 of Staples 12 Days of Gifting. Every day, a new
Oh,
gift
God,
for someone
fucking
special
jealous.
at a one-day-only price. Today, December 12th, is for to-do listers. Gift them Post-it notes so that they can remind themselves to do this, that, and the other things. Save 50% on Post-it notes, 3x3-inch solid color 5-packs, now just $4.99. Plus 25% off all other Post-it notes. Today only, in-store and at staples.ca. Staples. Gifts that get them.
Now the 680 News gas price update, and Pro predicts the price will drop 1 cent at midnight to $1.14.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in 60 seconds, a look at traffic.
680 News Time 8:40.
How does Sugar Plum Fairy transform Canada's Wonderland into the world of Winterfest?
We need lights, millions of them, a gigantic Christmas tree, and Snoopy and the Peanut Stand, and ice skating and carolers spreading cheer.
I'm skinny and scrawny underneath this fucking jumpsuit.
Shows and family rides. Good lights.
Hurry, the magic only lasts on the world of Canada's Wonderland's Winterfest. Select dates through December 31st. Get unlimited Winterfest this year and next when you purchase a 2020 Gold Season Pass. Get yours at Canada'sWonderland.com. Year after year, the Alta Group of Infinity dealers has won awards for customer satisfaction. They've also won awards for the number of Infinities they've sold. If you're shopping or need to service your vehicle, go where the customers are pleased and the vehicles are plentiful. Alta Infinity Woodbridge, 400 Infinity Innisfil, Infinity of Brampton, Canada's #1 volume Infinity Group. Go to altagroup.ca.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group. 680 News Time 8:40. Running with a look at the drive. Here's Kyle Hucking.
This report brought to you by Best Buy, and we can say bye-bye to those problems on the DVP northbound. That's the best, isn't it? If you're traveling northbound DVP, it's still backed up Bayview Bloor up to Don Mills. There was a collision there in the left lane, but they have now cleared away, so no more issues through here. Once you get through this delay from Bayview Bloor up towards Don Mills, it's pretty well open all the way up to the 401 from that point. No problems on the southbound DVP, and the east and west guard are both in good shape. We do have a delay on the eastbound QEW. It's just as you travel through Dixie Road, the left lane is blocked for construction, so busy through Dixie, just getting into this construction zone. Nothing affecting the 401 in either direction outside of a little bit of construction, but nothing causing for any delays. We do have this collision on the southbound 400. This is just south of 5th Line in the Holland Marsh. It's where those new ramps are at 5th Line. Just south of 5th Line, we have the right lane blocked by crews who are dealing with this crash. And as a part of the cleanup, just for safety reasons, they've closed the westbound 5th Line ramp to the southbound 400. And then again, for that same cleanup, traffic lights were malfunctioning at last check at Morningside and Shepherd. They were flashing red. We did have crews on the scene. If they are still out, make sure you treat that intersection as a 4-way stop. Holiday excitement starts at Best Buy with tech gifts at hot savings. This week, save 50% on the 6-quart Instant Pot Ultra at Best Buy. Your next report at 8:51, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Temperatures on the rise, getting up to 1 degree by the morning. A fantastic Friday on the way. It is going to be a mix of sun and cloud. You can get lots of shopping done. No weather worries as we get up to 6 degrees and just a light lake breeze. Saturday, though, precipitation incoming in the form of brief freezing rain over the escarpment to start, and then rainfall throughout the day. 3 degrees the high, but also mixing in wet snow to the north GTA. Still got wet flurries on Saturday night as well. Overnight tonight, we're rising to 1 degree by morning.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy, 0, feeling like -4. Similar conditions at Pearson Airport. 680 East Highway 43.
Toronto police are investigating after a pedestrian was struck by a vehicle near Yonge and Bloor. It happened at Asquith Avenue and Park Road just before 6 this evening. Police say the pedestrian suffered non-life-threatening facial injuries. The driver remained at the scene. No word on whether charges will be laid. 680 News Time, 8:44.
Forget Boxing Day. December is Boxing Month at Navbatias, Mississauga and Rexdale Hyundai. Celebrate this season with offers like don't pay for 90 days, a $500 winter tire credit, and an additional $500 off, all on select models for Boxing Month. Visit MississaugaHyundai.com and RexdaleHyundai.ca. Hyundais don't fit down chimneys, so hurry in and see now. It's the slam dunk deal of the year. Boxing Month, all December long at Mississauga and Rexdale Hyundai. See dealer for details.
Calling all CAA members, you can earn 20% more Petro points when you link your Petro Points card to your CAA membership card. Don't forget, you can also exchange your Petro points for CAA dollars, which can be redeemed towards your CAA membership renewal, gifting a membership, booking a vacation with CAA Travel, purchasing movie and attraction tickets, and more. Visit caasco.com/PetroPoints and start earning more today.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
0 degrees in the partly cloudy sky. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Christine Ritchie.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories this hour.
Hot shots galore. That's what the province could see in 2020 after Premier Ford canceled the lottery system for applying for a permit to run. Starting this spring, permits will be issued each month to set up a shop. And a poll in Britain's election shows Boris Johnson's Conservative Party would likely win a solid majority. That outcome will allow Johnson to fulfill his plan to take the UK out of the European Union next month. And coming up after sports, a massage therapist from Markham faces sex assault charges. 680 News Time, 8:45. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 5. Johnny the Fan, here's Rob Wong.
Christine, winners of 2 in a row. The Maple Leafs will look to keep it rolling tonight as they visit the Flames in Calgary. Captain John Tavares says the MO is simple.
Just stay with it, keep working as a group, staying together, and continue to feel more comfortable with the things we're doing and find ways to win and just play better. So we're doing a lot better, just kind of staying with it.
Frederick Anderson will starting goal tonight as Kasperi Kapanen moves up to play alongside Austin Matthews and William Nylander. Puck drop coming up at 9 o'clock. Elsewhere in the NHL, we've got the Detroit Red Wings looking for their first win in about a month. They lead Winnipeg right now 3-0 midway through the second. Elsewhere, Boston and Tampa Bay tied at 1s after 40. You can watch that game on Sportsnet, while Nashville and Buffalo are tied at 3s after 40. All of your NHL scores can be found on sportsnet.ca. Happening now, it is the NFL's Thursday Nighter, and the Ravens leading the Jets 7-0 right now. 3:44 left to go in the first quarter. In MLS news, Toronto FC re-signing captain Michael Bradley for 3 years using targeted allocation money, and the Argos have fired Corey Chamberlain as head coach as they have replaced him with Ryan Dinwiddie. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 8:47.
This is your Air Transat flight attendant. Our Kids Club features a dedicated check-in counter, in-flight goodies, priority baggage handling, and a giraffe. Ask your parents, sweetie.
Air Transat. Vacation is calling.
Right now at Rogers, you can unwrap more. Like buy one, get one when you activate 2 lines with the Samsung Galaxy S10 and S10e on select 2-year plans. That means more for you and them with our greatest BOGO yet. More perfect holiday photos with Samsung's Pro-Grade multi-camera and infinite data you can share when you get them both on a Rogers Infinite plan. Get twice the nice with Samsung BOGO during the Wrapped in Red event on now at Rogers.
This is your Air Transat flight attendant, inviting all passengers to fly with their own personal celebrity chef. Treat yourself on all our flights to our gourmet menu by Danielle Vezina.
Air Transat. Vacation is calling. 680 News Time, 8:48. Ontario's teachers are taking the province to court over a controversial new bill. All four teachers' unions say Bill 124, which puts a cap on public sector wage increases, is unconstitutional and interferes with the bargaining process. And that's why ETFO President Sam Hammond says they are going to court to fight it.
The introduction of Bill 124
How does that go
is
against?
a clear demonstration of bad faith on the part of the government.
Meantime, the province sees it very differently. Peter Bethlenfalvy is the president of the Treasury Board, and he maintains Bill 124 is constitutional, and the province is ready to fight back.
It's fair, it's reasonable, it's time limited. I wouldn't have proposed it if I didn't think it was defendable.
And there is still no deal between the province and its teachers. A private school student is under arrest after a stabbing in the Downsview area this morning. 680's Phil Martino with the latest from police. Toronto police were called to the Blythe Academy location at 75 Carl Hall Road near Killen Shepherd just after 11:30 a.m. for a stabbing. Constable Alex Lee says a student at the school had suffered minor leg injuries. Another student has now been arrested in connection with the incident.
Usually when we get something violent that's on school grounds or in the school, there's like a whole and secure lockdown procedure that follows it, but none of that was mentioned. It looks like it was an isolated incident.
Police say at this point they do not know what prompted the stabbing. Patrick Shaw, the president and CEO of Blythe Academy, calls it a regrettable incident. He says all students are safe and the student who initiated the incident has been expelled from the school. I'm Phil Martino. A registered massage therapist from Markham is accused of sexually assaulting at least 3 of his clients, and York police think that number could rise. 42-year-old Andrew Prosperi is charged with 5 counts of sexual assault. He's scheduled to appear in court on January 14th. Coming up in a minute's time, we'll have a look at traffic.
680 News Time, 8:50.
Giving someone a CAA gift membership for the holidays is kind of like saying,
Happy battery boost for when your car doesn't start.
wishing you peace, joy, and lots of restaurant savings.
Merry quick help with that flat tire.
Say happy holidays with a CAA gift membership and get peace of mind with 24/7 roadside assistance across North America, plus great savings on shopping, dining, and more. Buy a gift membership by January 5th and get a $10 gift card. Details at CAAgift.com. CAA, making bad days good and good days better.
On December 15th, the Today Showstopper will be a TSC exclusive, the powerful Dyson Cyclone V10 Motorhead cordless vacuum bundle. Its detachable handheld unit takes on big spills, while its fully sealed filtration system traps microscopic dust. And its recharging dock holds your accessories,
I never
providing up to
started
60
paying for
minutes of
nothing.
vacuum
Get the
power.
fuck out of here.
Watch for it on December 15th when it's the Today Showstopper. Shop tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
680 News Time, 8:51.
With his eye on the road, here's Kyle Hucking.
This report brought to you by the Kellogg Schulich Executive MBA. We've just got one delay, really, on our highways right now. It's north on the Don Valley Parkway. It's a minor one just through Bayview Bloor, and it's the result of an earlier collision near Don Mills that cleared. So this is just the residual volume, but it's nearly up to speed through here. And past Bayview Bloor, it's in good shape up towards the 401. If you're traveling the eastbound QEW, delays through Dixie are pretty well eased off, heading into this construction zone. From east of Dixie over to the 427, the left lane is blocked. I'm not really seeing any major volume delays anymore heading into that construction zone. Still have a collision on the 400 southbound. This is at 5th line, those new ramps that they installed south of Highway 88 at 5th line. So the collision on the southbound 400 is just south of 5th line, and the right lane is blocked by crews. And for safety's sake, they've also closed the westbound 5th line ramps to the south 400. You can still get on from the eastbound side of 5th line. If you're traveling the remainder of the highways, there's not a whole lot else to let you know about. We've got just collision in town, actually not a collision. Traffic light issues at Morningside and Shepherd. They've been flashing red here for Well, it's been since 4:30 this afternoon, so quite a while. And if you're traveling through here, just make sure you try to the intersection as a four-way stop. Take your career to the next level with the Kellogg Schulich Executive MBA, ranked #1 in Canada by the Financial Times of London and The Economist. Call 416-736-5486. Your next report at 9:01 with the extended forecast. Here's Natasha Ramzai.
It is a dry night and a dry Friday on tap, and temperatures on the rise to 1 degree by the morning. Still waking up to just a slight wind chill of -4. We can handle that. The afternoon high, though, 6 degrees. And again, going to stay dry with a bit of sun, a bit of cloud. Saturday, though, rain-snow mix will be incoming. More rain for the South GTA, wet snow off to the north, and even a brief chance of freezing rain off in the morning to those higher elevations. 3 degrees the high Saturday. Sunday, temperatures falling from 1 in the morning down to -3, wind chill -10 by the afternoon. This is behind a cold front, so gusty northwest winds and mainly cloudy with lake effect snow returning. Could be heavy at times, impacting visibility. Overnight tonight, we are rising to 1 degree by the morning.
Downtown Toronto this hour, partly cloudy and 0, feeling like -4. Same conditions at Pearson Airport.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Walmart.
Walmart's rolling back prices on thousands of items from toys to electronics, including brand names like Keurig, KitchenAid, Hot Wheels, and Barbie. Hurry, the rollback event is on now at Walmart.
Questions about your plumbing? Call in Reliance Home Comfort. Jackson asks, what could be the cause of my low water pressure? Well, Jackson, there are many potential reasons for low water pressure. If you have older pipes, they may have become too corroded and filled with scale.
Dead bodies in your water tower.
Whether you have an urgent need or an issue you've been putting off, call on Reliance Home Comfort for all your plumbing needs. We'll get there quickly and fix it right. So when you need help fast, call on Reliance.
Coming up at 9 o'clock, the latest on the Ford government doing away with the pot shop lottery system, making way for more pot shops to appear across the province next year.
What about all the people that paid into this lottery?
The 680 News Insider Club.
What the fuck was the point of doing that? You can't work with this government. Even the concept of making money together, they don't fucking work with you on it. It's fucked up.
Chocolate hedgehogs, Himalayan pink salt caramels, gingerbread, eggnog truffles, and every other treat you can think of for the holiday season.
Visit 680news.com for your chance to win and to sign up for the Insider Club.
Brampton hockey and baseball coach is facing sex assault charges. Peel Regional Police say they began investigating after a young person came forward complaining about ongoing inappropriate text messages that began as far back as the spring of 2018. According to police, the suspect worked as a hockey and baseball coach in Brampton. They believe there may be other victims. 55-year-old Edward Pachichioco is charged with 1 count each of sexual assault, sexual interference, and criminal harassment. Coming up in a minute's time, we'll have the business report.
680 News Time 8:55.
Hi, I'm Cherry Tabb, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute, and we do vision correction on chickens. It's true. Afterwards, when they're not feeling chicken anymore, they always say, I don't know why I was so nervous. That was so easy. Thank you. Thank you for holding my hand and answering my questions and taking such good care of me. So what are you waiting for? Google high definition vision. Learn about Herzig. Call us for a consultation. There's no charge. Look after yourself. Promise me.
Rexall can help with holiday shopping. I haven't even started my holiday shopping. You know, Rexall has great holiday gift sets, and you'll get 20 bonus air miles after spending $15 on them. I checked everyone off my list. I don't even have a list yet. I'll help you out with that. Here, this is just your name on a piece of paper. Gotta start somewhere. Get 20 bonus air miles for spending $15 or more on select holiday gift sets, including cosmetics, bath, skincare, and more. Offer ends December 19th. Visit Rexall.ca for details.
56.
Now the business report, here's Richard Southern.
Good evening. Saudi Arabia's stock market is now bigger than Toronto's.
Well, they got more money,
the biggest stock market in the world, and it's thanks to just one stock, Saudi Aramco. This is the state-run oil company that they spun off into a public company. The Riyadh Exchange,
just because they could,
of this now has jumped over India, Germany, and Canada to become the 7th in the world. Saudi Aramco stock hit a $2 trillion market valuation today.
Nice.
That's big. The biggest company in the world now, bigger than Apple, which is a $1.2 trillion company, 6 times the size of ExxonMobil. Saudi Arabia says it's going to use the money generated from this IPO to help it diversify away from oil. Though it's only offered about 1.5% of the company for the listing, the rest remains firmly in the hands of the Saudi royal
family. Markets enjoyed a solid Thursday trade on news that the U.S. and China have signed a preliminary Phase 1 trade deal. The Dow was up 220 points to 28,132. S&P up 26, a record at 3168. NASDAQ up 63. TSX up a modest 7 points, 16,946. We did see some strength for cannabis. Canopy growth up more than $1 at 27.85. Those stocks are going to be in the spotlight tomorrow. What with the Ford government announcing it's throwing open the door on retail cannabis, allowing now a lot more stores next year. They're going to do away with the lottery, and they're going to allow as well individual retailers to own up to 75 stores by the year 2021. After the bell, we had earnings in from Costco.
Money into this, you keep changing the rules.
They reported earnings of $1.73 a share. That topped earnings by about 2 cents a share. Revenue came in at about $37 billion, shy of expectations of $40 billion. Now, this is the first report for Costco after the company just launched its supermarket store in Shanghai in August. And if you recall, shoppers there had to wait 3 hours just to park.
Canadian dollar moving higher, 75.97 cents U.S. Top stories next on 680 News.
Okay, stop. For the best appliance deal ever, come into Gomez today. You'll save up to 25% on all Eco appliances. Yep, that's 25% off on top of manufacturer rebates and promotions. Pricing on most Bosch dishwashers are lower than, well, they've ever been. Energy savings rebate by the Government of Canada. Visit Gomez.com for details.
Me and this F-150, we are in it for the long haul.
Oh, yeah? What about costs like insurance, maintenance, fuel?
No problem. It just won an award for lowest cost to own in its class, 5th year in a row.
Wow, sounds like you really love your truck.
Yeah.
Get the Ford F-150, the truck with the Vincentric Award for lowest cost to own in its class. Now during the Ford year-end event, get up to $10,500 in rebates on select new 2019 F-150 models. Get the truck that's built for the long haul. Visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart. Who's calling the shot this flu season? You are. Help protect your family with a flu shot from your local Walmart pharmacy. Subject to availability. No appointment necessary. Walmart Pharmacy, partnered with Apotex.
In Richmond Hill this hour, -1 with a partly cloudy sky. Pickering, -2, mostly cloudy there. Mississauga, 0 degrees and partly cloudy.
Give us something good. I swear, if I find 6 shootings that you weren't talking about, I'm going to be so upset.
9 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Scott Burnett and Christine Ritchie.
Good evening. This is Thursday, December 12th.
Here's what's making news this hour.
Plenty of pot to go around in the new year. Starting in April, the Ford government will start issuing 20 pot shop licenses a month as the province does away with the current lottery system.
Why the fuck you guys keep changing your fucking narrative?
If the exit polls are right, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservatives will win big in the country's general election, and Brexit will move ahead.
OPP taking another firearm off of GTA roadways, thanks in part to an expired license plate sticker.
After announcing
you can't break all the rules at once.
Weekend closures for subway repairs next year,
but it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
Now the TTC is explaining why.
The Maple Leafs continue their Western road trip tonight in Calgary as Frederik Andersen starts in goal, while the Ravens host the Jets in the NFL's Thursday Nighter Sports at 15.
What's going to awe us next year in the tech space? We're looking at the biggest technological predictions of 2020. Stocks rocketed higher on Wall Street, Dow up 200, business at 26.
News at 9:01.
Now traffic and weather together on the ones. Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by PrudentFinancial.net. Just was notified by the MTO that this problem on the southbound 400 has cleared. South of 5th Line, all lanes have reopened in the Holland Marsh, and also reopened is that westbound 5th Line ramp to the southbound 400, all cleared as a result of the fact that this collision has been moved off the highway. So the rest of your drive, really not bad. Collision-free everywhere else, but I'll fill you in on some construction, just the ramp closures. None of our lane restrictions are causing any delays. But on the 407, we've got construction going on through Mavis. The northbound Mavis ramp to the east 407 is closed, and also construction at Yonge. So the northbound Yonge ramp to the eastbound 407 shut down as well. Westbound 407, just one ramp closure. Southbound Huron-Ontario ramp to the west 407 in the process of being closed. As you travel the 427, the eastbound Dundas ramp to the south 427 off limits, and then heading south, the ramp to the Queensway has been shut down as well for construction. No ramp closures on the 401, but we do have a transfer closure. That eastbound 401 transfer into the collectors approaching Meadowvale has been shut down for maintenance work. And we, at last check, had traffic light issues at Morningside and Shepherd. As you travel through there, they were flashing red, so just make sure to treat that intersection as a four-way stop. Need last-minute money for the holidays? Lower credit score? Put the equity in your car or home to work for you and get a great rate on a same-day loan? Go to prudentfinancial.net. Your next report at 9:11, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsa. Hi.
We are getting milder through the night tonight, rising to about 1 degree by the morning, continuing up to 6 degrees tomorrow afternoon, so well above seasonal, and it's staying dry. It's a great day to get outdoors under a mix of sun and cloud. Tonight, we are rising to 1 degree by morning.
And right now, we're sitting at 0 degrees, feeling like -4 with the wind chill. We have a partly cloudy sky.
Lying,
on the Pearson Airport is 0
it's
there,
way
and
cold.
mostly cloudy. 680 News Time, 9:03.
Brick-and-mortar pawn shops could be popping up across the province next year. The Ford government officially doing away with the cannabis store license lottery system.
680's Richard Southern tells us what that means for your neighborhood.
Yeah, the government throwing the door wide open on this cannabis retail market. It says it's doing away with the lottery system it had used to award licenses for cannabis stores. Starting next month, anyone can apply, and if they pass the rules and regulations, they could be awarded a cannabis shop. Doug Downey is the Attorney General of Ontario.
We're going to let the market decide, because we want the market to go after the illegal market, and of course we want to protect kids and communities.
So what is the illegal market then?
Capped the number of Ontario cannabis stores to just 75, owing, it said, to a lack of supply. Now there's plenty of pot to go around, and what's more, the government says it's going to allow these cannabis shops to sell other items like magazines and cookbooks. Richard Southern, 680 News.
You're going to be allowed to sell magazines.
Boris Johnson and his Conservative
I'll sell you
Party
some
expected to
magazines
run
right
with the win,
now.
and the support needed to go ahead with
I got
Brexit.
books,
680's Michelle Mackey
magazines.
joining us live with the latest numbers
Give
of
you
the
a damn
UK. Michelle?
magazine.
Scott, while we don't have the actual result yet, Hugh Edwards of the BBC says the exit polls indicate a clear winner.
The exit poll suggesting that the Conservatives under Boris Johnson are on course to be in power with a majority, a very solid majority, maybe of 80-plus seats.
If so, Prime Minister Boris Johnson will get the backing he needs in Parliament for Brexit. During his election campaign, Johnson promised to take the UK out of the EU by the end of January if he got a majority. It also means this will be the biggest Conservative victory since 1987 and Labour's worst result since 1935. The exit poll was conducted at 144 polling stations with more than 22,000 interviews and correctly predicted the results of the last two general elections. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
And back in this country, Andrew Scheer, the Conservative Party leader since 2017, has announced his
I'm going to
resignation
get fucking
from
high to
leadership.
listen to the news about getting high. What the
Which is
fuck?
why today I felt it was appropriate to speak to my friends and colleagues in the House of Commons about one of the most difficult decisions I have ever made. I just informed my colleagues in the Conservative caucus that I will be resigning as the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada.
He told the House of Commons that leading his party has been the honor of his life, but he cannot commit to giving the Conservatives 100% any longer and wants to focus instead on his family. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he understands.
Respect that deeply of him and thank him for that focus on a better future for his kids.
And having not won power in October, Scheer had faced a mandatory leadership review in April.
Well, the Conservative Party is commenting on the move, specifically about some financial dealings that have been discussed. Dustin Van Voot, the executive director of the party, has shed light on how the party had helped Scheer with the cost of moving his family from Regina to Ottawa once he became a leader. Those costs associated with moving his family includes a differential in schooling costs between the two cities. He goes on to say all proper procedures were followed and signed off by the appropriate people.
Durham police say they have found new information in connection with a hit-and-run crash that left a cyclist dead. The The 36-year-old woman was hit on Stevenson Road at Laval Drive in Oshawa on November 22nd.
And people were driving around
say
it.
they believe an older model silver Nissan SUV is the vehicle that was involved. The vehicle would have had a broken headlight and possible damage to the driver's side. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers.
A 26-year-old Brampton man has been charged in connection to the sexual assault of 2 women on the York University subway platform earlier this week. Toronto police saying it happened between 3:30 in the afternoon and 6 p.m. Monday. The suspect wearing a dark jacket with his hood pulled up, gray track pants, and a camouflage shirt. A camel bag was also strapped over his shoulder. He was seen with a multicolored pink scarf covering his face. Police fear there may be more victims. The suspect appeared in court on Tuesday.
Provincial police have charged another driver with gun offenses as concerns over safety on the highways in the GTA grows. OPP say the vehicle was initially stopped in Mississauga when an officer noticed what looked like an expired license plate sticker. Sergeant Carrie Schmidt told 680 News the traffic stop was far from routine.
The driver themselves were unlicensed or suspended, and further investigation obviously led to the discovery of fraudulent credit cards as well as a loaded handgun inside the vehicle.
29-year-old Raymond Apollo from Brampton has been charged with a number of weapon offenses. This comes a day after Peel police found a firearm in a vehicle on the 410. During the arrest of the driver and passenger, the passenger was tased by police, forcing a section of the highway to be closed for an investigation.
TTC subway passengers need to get ready for about twice as many scheduled service interruptions next year. 680's Mark Douglas takes a look at the 2020 plan for repairs and expansion.
34 full weekend closures for subway repairs coming in 2020, plus over 100 early weeknight closures and more. TTC staff today had to explain why to the TTC board.
We realize it's inconvenient, we realize it's painful, but it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
That's Chief Infrastructure and Engineering Officer Fortunato Monaco. He describes the service interruptions as a necessary evil.
Could it be spread out more evenly over the next few years? No, I think that a lot of it has to do with the backlog of the work that needs to be done on the state of good repair.
And most of the interruptions in 2020 will come from the ongoing ATC signal system upgrade and the Eglinton Crosstown, both of which have fixed completion dates in 2021 and 22. From City Hall, I'm Mark Douglas.
In 30 seconds, we'll check on the price of the pumps.
680 News Time 909.
Deck the halls with pizza, 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 za. Order in, we'd love to treat ya. Pizza, pizza, za. With hot and rich pizza before us, grab a slice and join the chorus. Pizza, pizza, za.
Kids Immediate 2-topping pizzas, 4 drinks, and a box of chocolate truffles for just $24.99. Happier holidays from Pizza Pizza.
At 6, 7, 11, order pizza, pizza.ca.
Now the 680 News gas price update and Pro predicting the price of gas will drop a cent at midnight to $1.14.9 a liter at most GTA stations.
680 News Time 910. Some bargains have to be seen to be believed. When you see Sunwing's best beach bargains, you'll believe one thing. These beach bargains are unbelievably good. Book your all-inclusive winter beach holiday and vacation better with our best price guarantee. But hurry, our best beach bargains will be around for less time than you bargained for. Book by December 13th with your travel agent or
Happy holidays, everyone! It's Megan, Chief Flight Officer at Toys R Us. Have you ever seen 20,000 toys all in one place? At Toys R Us, you'll find anything and everything that kids like me could wish for. Right now, you can buy one, get one 50% off on all LOL Surprise. Because hey, the only thing better than one awesome toy is 2 awesome toys. You can also save 25% off all games, $19.99 and up. Some exceptions apply. Visit your closest Toys R Us store or go to toysrus.ca.
680 News Time 911 traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by Bronte Village. Starting to see a delay now on the 427 northbound from Rathburn in the Express up to the West 401 ramp. As you approach this area, the left lane is blocked for construction. You can still use that West 401 ramp. There's a lane restriction on it, and that's what's causing this delay. The remainder of your highways are in pretty good shape, though. No problems to report on the east or west 401. And the only thing worth mentioning is the transfer closure. Eastbound 401 approaching Meadowvale. The transfer into the collectors there is closed, so plan ahead for that. If you're traveling the 400, still this long construction zone, Bass Pro Mills to north of Teston Road now. The left lane blocked through that entire stretch. Delay's gone in that area, though. It's not too bad. We have a smooth drive on the Don Valley Parkway and the Gardner Expressway, both directions into and out of downtown, no problems. And after I reported that to southbound 427 ramp closure, MGO reopened it. It was, well, first of all, we still have the eastbound Dundas ramp to the south 427 closed, but the south 427 ramp to the Queensway has reopened. Sounds like they've finished doing whatever construction was on that ramp. Stroll through Bronte Village and discover retailers and gifts as unique as the people on your list. Take a selfie and sign the Christmas wishes wall, plus so much more. Details at shopbronte.ca. Your next report at 9:21, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsa. High.
A dry night ahead. Temperatures on the rise, hitting 1 degree by the morning and then 6 degrees the daytime high tomorrow under a mix of sun and clouds. So any outdoor decorations or anything outdoors that you got to get done, do it. Because Saturday we've got big changes. We're getting up to 3 degrees, which is not bad temperature-wise, but we've got some precipitation, slight risk of morning freezing rain over the escarpment. We've got some light rain expected throughout the day, but even mixing in with some wet snow to the north, so that could slow down travel. Overnight tonight, we are rising to 1 degree by morning.
And right now, downtown Toronto, 0 degrees, partly cloudy sky. Out at Pearson Airport, -1 there under a partly cloudy sky. 680 News Time, 9:13.
More people are falling victim to a so-called ring hacker in the U.S. A woman in Texas telling ABC News she was at home when her alarm went off and a disturbing voice came through her Ring Home security system. The hacker demanding a ransom of 50 bitcoins, or more than $476,000 Canadian.
Until there is a safer, better alternative, I don't think we want to keep using this ring.
The latest report coming after a number of disturbing videos surfacing online showing hackers taunting children in Florida and Tennessee. Ring insists their network was not compromised, but they are investigating. The home security system believes the users' emails and passwords gathered from a third-party data breach are to blame for the hack. Coming up after sports.
Forbes list of the world's most powerful women is out. That story coming up. 680 News Time, 9:14.
The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. That's a misconception. Another misconception is that La-Z-Boy is all recliners. Yes, La-Z-Boy has the most comfortable recliners, but also sofas, sectionals, love seats, fashionable La-Z-Boy furniture and accessories for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. And designers who will consult in your home for free. The Great Wall isn't visible from space. And La-Z-Boy is not all recliners. Surprise, it's La-Z-Boy.
The holidays are here, and it's time to get yourself all the seasonal Subaru classics, like or this old chestnut.
Great fuel efficiency, all the way.
Or who could forget this classic?
Safety features.
Visit your Subaru dealer for a $500 holiday bonus at the My Subaru Gave to Me holiday event.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. Partly cloudy, 0, feeling like -4 in downtown Toronto. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Scott Burnett.
And I'm Christy Ritchie. Here are the top stories this hour.
A pot shop on every corner. Starting in April, the Ford government will be rewarding 20 pot shop licenses a month as the province does away with the old license lottery system. Premier Doug Ford saying he wants to get government out of the way to let the OCS stand on their own, much like the LCBO.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his Conservative Party expected to hold on to power as votes continue to be counted across the pond. They're expected to end up with 368 MPs, which will give them the support needed to go ahead with Brexit.
And you thought this year was bad when it came to TTC service disruptions. Officials saying they're going to need around twice as many repair and expansion closures in 2020. That's 34 full weekend closures for subway repairs and over 100 early weeknight closures. Much of that work thanks to the ongoing ATC signal system upgrade and the Eglinton Crosstown.
For these stories and more, head to 680news.com.
Now, 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590. The Fan, Rob Long.
And Scott, the Maple Leafs and Flames just underway in Calgary. This one is scoreless, about 6.5 minutes into the first period, and as expected, a nice contingent of Maple Leafs fans at the Saddle Dome tonight, as they are just underway, like I mentioned, still looking for that first goal of the game. Frederik Andersen making the start tonight. We'll have Leafs Nation postgame on Sportsnet 590 The Fan after the final horn. Meantime, elsewhere in the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres just taking a 4-3 lead on the Predators. They are now midway through the third period. Elsewhere, it's the Lightning leading the Bruins 2-1 in the third. You can watch that game on Sportsnet. The Red Wings leading the Jets 4-2 after 40, and the Oilers trailing the Wild right now 4-2 midway through the second frame. The Baltimore Ravens hosting the New York Jets in the Thursday nighter, and the Ravens just scoring once again. They now lead at 21-7 over New York as they play in the second quarter. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown pass of the game in this one. And in golf, we've got the President's Cup Day 2 action with the foursomes, and right now it is Team International with the 4-1 lead right now in the matches that are currently going on. They began the day with the 4-1 advantage. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 9:17.
This is your office during a regularly scheduled meeting.
Here are the numbers for... Anyone awake? Hello?
This is your office with a meeting catered by Pumpernickel's.
Going into the next quarter, our numbers look great.
Treating the team well starts with smart choices, like catering from Pumpernickel's, with artisanal sandwiches, creative salads, gourmet desserts, and much more. Let Pumpernickel's bring their restaurant to your office. Pumpernickel's Catering, where good food is plentiful. Visit pumpernickels.ca.
We're two men and a truck. And we've got lots of men and lots of trucks. Whether you're planning a move to a new home or to a new office down the hall, big or small, we move them all. We even sell packing and moving supplies. But no matter what you need, we'll do it with a smile. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. So when you're planning your next move, call Two Men and a Truck. Two Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
680 News Time, 9:18.
To the U.S., where the Pentagon has tested a long-banned ballistic missile.
The launch was from a static launch stand at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. It landed in open ocean in the Pacific. The missile had been banned under a treaty the United States and Russia abandoned last summer. The Pentagon declined to reveal the maximum range of the missile tested. Daryl Kimball, executive director of the Arms Control Association, said the Pentagon's missile project is a mistake and will unnecessarily raise tensions with Russia, China, and North Korea. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Here with All News Radio 680 News at 9:19. Forbes out with its list of the world's 100 most powerful women, honoring those who took 2019 by storm.
For the 9th straight year, Germany's Angela Merkel topping Forbes' list of the world's 100 most powerful women. The German chancellor, one of the most successful politicians in Europe, with her power increasing along with challenges. Number 2 again this year, Christine Lagarde, European Central Bank president. Here in the U.S., House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is the 3rd most powerful woman in 2019. Mary Barra, General Motors CEO, rounding out the top 5. And new to the list, 16-year-old environmental activist Greta Thunberg. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic in your extended forecast.
680 News Time, 9:20.
Let your wish list go wild during a Bass Pro Shops holiday sale with big savings on thousands of great gifts in stores and online now through Christmas Eve. Like Cabela's holiday bolster dog bed starting at under $20. Redhead Sherpa-lined flannel shirts for under $30. And if you're wishing for stocking stuffers that guarantee they'll get exactly what they want, pick up gift cards. Let your wish list go wild during the Bass Pro Shops holiday sale in stores and at BassPro.com, December 9th through the 24th.
At Rogers, a new year means new possibilities for your business. When you choose business-grade wireless solutions, right now, get iPhone XR 64 gig, featuring a 6.1-inch Liquid Retina LCD display for just $0 on a 3-year business share plan. With Rogers, you get the technology, expertise, and support your business deserves. Don't miss out. Visit Rogers.com/plans4biz now. Rogers, make doing business on the go possible.
You can make more.
680 News Time 921.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by Shell. Just moments ago, we had a problem on the westbound 401 west of Young in the Express Clearway. There's a stolen vehicle that's now been towed off the highway. Didn't leave any delays in its wake, so you're in good shape as you travel westbound. There isn't even that much construction westbound either. On the eastbound 401, a transfer closure, and that's pretty much all you want to know about. Approaching Meadowvale, the transfer into the collectors is closed for overnight construction. There are a few other construction spots being set up, but so far nothing adding to any delays. No other transfer or ramp closures. On the 407, we have the northbound Mavis and northbound Young ramps to the eastbound 407 closed. And westbound, the southbound Huron-Ontario ramp to the westbound 407 has been shut down for overnight construction. Seeing this delay on the 427 northbound from Rathburn in the Express up to the west 401 ramp, and that's because as you approach the ramp and onto it, the left lane is blocked, so that ramps down to a single lane. That's what's causing that delay, just traveling north on the 407. Rather 427. We only have one other ramp closure to let you know about. It's the eastbound Dundas ramp to the southbound 427 that's been shut down, and that again for overnight construction. It's simple to get 50 air miles bonus miles. Just fuel up 4 times with any Shell fuel. Only until December 27th. Details at shell.ca/air miles with fuel. Your next report at 9:31, and with the extended forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Partly cloudy skies tonight. Temperatures are rising as we sleep, getting up to 1 degree by the morning, and it looks like a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow with a high of 6 degrees. We should be hitting highs of 1 for this time of year, so it is above seasonal. Enjoy that because Saturday getting up to 3 degrees, but we've got a rain-snow mix expected. Rain through the South GTA, wet snow to the north, and even the risk of brief morning freezing rain up over those higher elevations to start off Saturday. And Sunday, we're falling again. 1 degree falling to -3, wind chill -10, gusty northwest winds, mainly cloudy, and will bring back those infamous lake effect flurries, heavy at times. Overnight tonight, we are rising to 1 degree.
And right now in downtown Toronto, we're sitting at 1 degree, feeling like -4. Up at Pearson Airport, it's -1 with a partly cloudy sky.
680 News Time 9:23.
When you need to know, now.
680news.com.
I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy.
If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction or want to enhance your performance, talk to Revita Medical. They've helped over 1.2 million guys worldwide. Visit revitamedical.ca and things could be looking up for you.
I'm happy in my pants today.
This holiday season, everyone has what it takes to be a holiday hero.
Join 680 News in supporting more than 4,000 local families with the York Regional Police Holiday Heroes Toy Drive.
Donate toys, food, or gift cards at any York Regional Police facility to support families and children of victim services and the Salvation Army within our community.
York Regional Police, 680 News, and families in need, thank you for your support.
For details or to donate monetarily, visit 680news.com/holiday heroes.
Thank you.
A classic sitcom is coming back to life with a star-studded cast. ABC has tapped some of the biggest stars in the business for its live one-night-only revival of Good Times. Viola Davis and Andre Braugher, who play Florida, and James Evans, also joining the cast. Tiffany Haddish, Jay Farrow, and what we're told will be a show-stopping musical performance from Anthony Anderson and Patti LaBelle. Good Times will be performed live along with an episode of All in the Family next Wednesday night. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
Fucking kidding.
Coming up in 60 seconds, all Christmas news on the 25.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about how old St. Nick called it a favor to Coy Brothers.
That's right. He's asked if his elves can use some Kubota tractors.
Really, Bill? For what?
Listen, you wanted it to be a secret, but I'll tell you that Kubota tractors are magical. The elves will use them to clear snow from parking lots and sidewalks, making a path for Santa to deliver his goodies.
Wow! Better be a good girl or boy and experience the magic of a Kubota tractor for yourself from the Snow Pros at Coy Bros.
KOOYBROS.com.
Some things just don't fit, like an SUV that doesn't suit your lifestyle. That's why Toyota offers the adventure-ready RAV4 with available all-wheel drive. Find the Toyota that's right for you. Lease the 2020 RAV4 all-wheel drive LE for as low as $96 weekly at 5.49% APR for 52 months with $0 down, or finance from 3.99% APR for 36 months. Visit your local Ontario Toyota dealer or shop toyota.ca. Some conditions apply.
680 News Time 925. Time for all Christmas news on the 25s. Brought to you by The Illusionists. Magic of the holidays. Santa Claus himself making yet another visit to our sister station, CHFI, tonight for another edition of his call-in show. Little Josh wanted to know what Santa's favorite Christmas movie is.
Well, you know what? All the Christmas movies from all the old original ones, and some even in black and white. And I really get a kick out of watching Home Alone and, of course, Elf. Those two are my really newest favorite movies.
He also told me that Die Hard was his third favorite Christmas movie. The Santa Claus Radio Hour will return to the airwaves December 18th at 7 p.m.
Christmas news at 25 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
And the business report here is Richard Dunn.
Good evening. Technology moves mighty fast these days, and as we start to move into 2020, the question becomes, what's going to be the next big tech innovation? Duncan Stewart knows. He's with DSAM Consulting, and he today released his 2020 tech predictions. One of the biggest, he says, is high speed from low orbit. We're going to see a lot of tiny satellites beaming internet down to us.
If I can put thousands of satellites much lower, 500-600 kilometers up, I can get really, really rapid high-speed data. Why does this matter so much? We can cover the bits of Canada that are currently not covered with data. And there's a lot of this country that hasn't got cellular and hasn't got high-speed internet. So low Earth orbit satellite constellations, two of which, by the way, are being worked on by Canadian companies, may be a game changer for internet access, especially in Canada's far north.
And what's old is new again. Another big innovation from Duncan is bunny ears coming back. Terrestrial TV staying power.
We estimate there's 2 billion people around the world still watching some or all of their television over the air. Who are they? They're not the old people who are using the same antennas from the 70s. Instead, they're frequently millennials who've cut the cable cord, put up the digital antenna for, in many cities, 20, 30 stations of free high-definition content, and they supplement it with over-the-top services such as Netflix.
All right, well, who could have predicted this? The U.S. and China have reached a Phase 1 trade deal. U.S. President Trump signing that. It boded well for Wall Street. The Dow was up 220 points today at 28,132. S&P and NASDAQ notching record finishes. The S&P up 26 to 3168. The NASDAQ up 63 points. TSX up only 7 to 16,943. A little bit of weakness for some of the gold stocks on a $2 drop for the yellow metal, down to 1,472 U.S. dollars. Canadian dollar at 75.92 cents U.S. Top stories next. About 680 News.
There's a reason you look people in the eyes when you shake their hand. A reason you don't like being late for meetings and hate missing deadlines. It's why you put your customers first and pick your partners wisely. Because you know, in business, reputation is everything. Trust your reputation to FedEx for all of your international shipping needs. Express, ground, and freight. Visit FedEx.ca/reason. FedEx, connecting people and possibilities.
Giving someone a CAA gift membership for the holidays is kind of like saying,
Happy battery boost for when your car doesn't start.
Wishing you peace, joy, and lots of restaurant savings.
Merry quick help with that flat tire.
Say happy holidays with a CAA gift membership and give peace of mind with 24/7 roadside assistance across North America, plus great savings on shopping, dining, and more. Buy a gift membership by January 5th and get a $10 gift card. Details at CAAgift.com. CAA, making bad days good and good days better.
Right now in downtown Toronto, we've got a partly cloudy sky at 0, feeling like -4. Similar conditions at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 9:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Scott Burnett and Christine Ritchie. Good evening. This is Thursday, December 12th.
Here's what's making news this hour.
You might soon see a lot more pot shops in your neighborhood. The province scraps the lottery system for cannabis permits, opening the floodgates for everyone.
UK polling stations have closed, and exit polls suggest a clear winner.
The Conservatives under Boris Johnson are on course to be in power.
If so, Brexit to move ahead.
Andrew Scheer giving up as leader of the Liberal Federal Conservative Party to put his family first.
A resident poet is now an official position in the province. The poet's job will be to promote literacy in Ontario.
John Tavares has his 13th goal of the season as the Maple Leafs lead the Flames 1-0 in the first period, while the Ravens are beating up on the Jets in the NFL's Thursday Nighter. Sports at 45.
Company's out with a new way to keep millennial workers. Hangover days. We got the details. Dow up more than 200 as China and the U.S. ink a trade deal. Business at 56.
9:31.
Time for traffic and weather. Together with the ones. Here's Kyle Humping.
This report brought to you by 407 ETR. We had that westbound 401 issue by Young that cleared. Now we have another one, westbound 401 approaching McCowan in the express. Crews are sitting in the right lane. There's still transport on the shoulder, so this is causing delays. Actually, just minor delays. You'll have to hit the brakes on the way through, but it's really not too bad in terms of the speeds. And that's your only westbound 401 issue in terms of a collision or a stalled vehicle. We do have a ramp closure now. The north and southbound Keel ramps to the west 401 in the process of being closed for overnight construction. Less eventful drive on the east 401, no collisions, a little bit of construction. And the only spot worth mentioning is this transfer closure, east 401 approaching Meadowvale, transfer into the collectors closed for traffic for the overnight. Same volume pop up once again northbound on the Don Valley Parkway approaching Eglinton up to York Mills. It's also slow on the 427 north from Rathburn Express to the west 401 ramp. That's because the ramp is down to a single lane. The left lane is blocked for construction for the overnight, so it's really jamming things up as you head north. We have just light volume in most other areas, and if you're traveling in town, a collision at College and Bathurst causing rather heavy jam-ups. It doesn't look too bad eastbound as you approach the intersection, but northbound and southbound Bathurst and westbound College all quite slow approaching the intersection because of this collision. 407 ETR's traffic experts study driving patterns all year round to ensure a smooth ride 365 days a year. Visit 407etr.com. Your next report at 9:41, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahigh.
Temperatures climbing. We should hit above the freezing mark, around 1 degree by the morning and up to 6 degrees. That's going to be our daytime high, and it is also going to be dry. We'll see some sun under a mix of sun and cloud, and just a light breeze off the lake. Tonight, we are rising to 1 degree by morning.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy and 0, feeling like -4. 6:80 news time, 9:33.
The Ford government has scrapped the lottery system for handing out pawn shop licenses, which opens the door for a boom in the dispensary market in 2020.
680's Richard Southern explains.
Get ready for a lot more cannabis shops around. The Ford government confirming that it will scrap the lottery system for cannabis store permits in the new year and will issue 20 new store permits per month starting in April. Premier Ford commented on this last month.
I just believe in getting government out of the way and letting OCS, just like the LCBO, stand on their own.
And the initial plan for the Ford government was a wide open market, though just before legalization, it put in place a lottery system capping the number of stores in Ontario at just 25, later issuing another lottery for 42 more. It cited a lack of the drug as the reason. Now, though, it's throwing the door wide open on the market.
Talking about a flower.
680 News.
680 News Time 9:34. Britons have voted, and those ballots are now being counted. Projections show that Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative Party will likely hold on to power and secure the inevitability of Brexit. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us with the latest from across the pond. Michelle.
Christine, officials are only in the initial stages of counting votes, but right now the Conservatives under Boris Johnson have 45 seats, while Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party has 42 seats. And the exit poll, which accurately predicted the last two elections, is calling for the biggest Conservative victory since 1987 and Labour's worst result since 1935. If so, Johnson will get the backing he needs in Parliament for Brexit. The BBC spoke with some pro-Brexit voters.
We needed to get on with Brexit. We needed to make decisions in this country, further indecision, further referendums, and just dithering on the policy. It made it actually quite a simple decision for me.
Johnson promised to take the UK out of the EU by the end of January if he were to win a majority. And it's looking like that is exactly what will happen. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
It was an emotional day on Parliament Hill as Andrew Scheer announced his resignation as leader of the Federal Conservative Party. 680's Irene Precklett with more.
There was applause and a standing ovation for Andrew Scheer in the House of Commons as he made the announcement. Each member of Parliament either offering a handshake or hug. There were also some tears. The Conservative leader saying the decision to step down was one of the most difficult decisions he has ever made.
This party, this movement, needs someone who can give 100% to the efforts. And after some conversations with my kids, my loved ones, I felt it was time to put my family first.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau thanking Scheer for his service and says he understands how rough the role is on family.
I salute Jill and recognize his kids who I know better than most have made significant sacrifices.
Scheer will stay on as leader until a new one is chosen. I'm Irene Precklett. Meantime, Scheer's decision to step down comes as no surprise to some experts. 680's Phil Martino with more. U of T political science professor Nelson Wiseman says new leaders get one kick at the can.
If you don't win, people expect you to resign. It's different for the NDP and the Green Party. Nobody expects them to win.
Wiseman says if the Conservatives are smart, they will have a quick convention.
That's pretty much
They're not going to take a couple of years on it because you've got a minority government. I suspect they'll try to have a convention by this time next year.
As for who should lead the Conservatives next, Wiseman says that's up to the Conservatives to decide. Doug Ford's name has been floating around, but the Premier's office says he's focused on Ontario and he will not be running for the federal leadership. I'm Phil Martino.
680 News Time 9:37. For a 29-year-old man from Brampton, driving without a license is the least of his legal problems. Raymond Apong is now facing weapons and fraud charges after he was pulled over on the 403 at Highway 10 and police found a gun in the car. OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt tells 680 News police sees weapons far too regularly these days.
We continue to find high-risk violators and high-risk offenders on our highways, and we hear about shootings that are happening in our cities and on our highways that are putting public at risk.
The OPP last month mobilizing a team of officers to conduct a high-visibility enforcement initiative over a period of several shifts. More than 600 vehicles were stopped during this time, resulting in 39 arrests, 56 criminal charges, and 2 imitation handguns seized.
Ontario is getting its own resident poet, and the position will be named after the late tragically hip singer Gord Downie.
Oh, dear.
A bill dubbed the Poet Laureate of Ontario Act in memory of Gord Downie was passed today. It establishes a provincial poet laureate who will promote art and literacy in Ontario. Downie died in 2017 after being diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Members of Downie's family attended Queen's Park today to watch the bill pass into law.
A pedestrian was struck and hurt near Yonge and Bloor today. Toronto police investigating the area of Asquith Avenue and Park Road. They say it happened around 6 o'clock this evening. The person suffering from non-life-threatening facial injuries. The driver remained at the scene, and there are no word on any charges.
Did you get hit in the face by a truck?
Other provinces in a class action lawsuit against dozens of opioid manufacturers. The province passed legislation late yesterday allowing it to join the British Columbia-led suit, which alleges that drug manufacturers falsely marketed opioids as less addictive than other pain drugs. The suit seeks to recover costs from manufacturers and distributors dating back to 1996. When the pain drug OxyContin was introduced to the Canadian market. Ontario has said it would invest any potential awards from the litigation into frontline mental health and addiction services. Coming up in 30 seconds, we'll take a look at the prices at the pump.
680 News Time 9:39.
This deal is only for CAA members. Get a welcome bonus of up to $75 CAA dollars with the National Bank CAA Rewards MasterCard credit card. Plus, CAA members earn up to 2% in CAA dollars on eligible purchases. Whether you're planning a trip or doing holiday shopping, you'll want a credit card with practical rewards to save you money. This is a limited time offer, so apply today at CAAMastercard.com and start earning more every day. Shh. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will drop 1 cent at midnight to $1.14.9 a liter at most GTA stations.
680 News Time 9:40.
Deck the walls with pizza, 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 za, 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 za. Order in, we love to treat you. Pizza, pizza, za, 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 za. With hot and rich pizza before us. Za, 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 za. Grab us, let's enjoy the chorus. Pizza, pizza, za, 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 za.
Get 3 and 2 topping pizzas, 4 drinks, and a box of chocolate truffles for just $24.99. Happier holidays from Pizza Pizza.
9, 6, 7, 11, 11. Order pizza, pizza. That's the end. Me and this F-150, we are in it for the long haul.
Oh, yeah? What about costs like insurance, maintenance, fuel?
No problem. It just won an award for lowest cost to own in its class, 5th year in a row.
Wow, sounds like you really love your truck.
Yeah.
Get the Ford F-150, the truck with the Vincentric Award for lowest cost to own in its class. Now during the Ford year-end event, get up to $10,500 in rebates on select new 2019 F-150 models. Get the truck that's built for the long haul. Visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
It's time 9:41.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawkins.
This report is brought to you by Michael Hill. We just got a call about a collision on the 427 north of Rathburn in the express. Center lane apparently blocked for the collision. I was just on with the MTO asking about this. They haven't been able to locate it on camera just yet. However, it is already slow through this area because of construction that we have. 427 northbound on the ramp to the westbound 401. The left lane is blocked for construction, so you'll find it already slow anyway from approaching Rathburn in the express up towards that west 401 ramp. Again, the MTO is still scanning around on the cameras trying to find this collision. Apparently, it is a collision in the center lane, so hopefully we'll get a view of this. The rest of the highway is just affected with a little bit of construction, nothing else causing delays. We do have one volume-related delay on the northbound Don Valley Parkway. It's filled in again from approaching Eglinton up to York Mills. No problems on the southbound DVP. Both the east and west Gardner look to be in pretty good shape. Off the highways, looks like we may have construction southbound on Parkside approaching the lakeshore. I have a very crummy view on camera here, but I can see crews. Looks like there's a lane blocked as you travel south towards the lakeshore. And it's right now backed up from just south of High Park Boulevard on your way south. So you may want to try an alternate in this area. Roncesvalles is in good shape just to the east. And for traveling through the College and Bathurst intersection, we had a collision take place at the intersection there was being cleaned up. Still quite heavy, especially northbound on Bathurst from north of Dundas up to College, and emergency crews were on scene. Michael Hill's sale is on now. Shop holiday gifts like gold pendants for your daughter and silver earrings for your niece with up to 50% off at Michael Hill. Your next report at 9:51, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
By the morning, a fantastic Friday on the way. It is going to be a mix of sun and cloud. You can get lots of shopping done. No weather worries as we get up to 6 degrees and just a light lake breeze. Saturday, though, precipitation incoming in the form of brief freezing rain over the escarpment to start, and then rainfall throughout the day. 3 degrees the high, but also mixing in wet snow to the north GTA. We've still got wet flurries on Saturday night as well. Overnight tonight, we're rising to 1 degree by morning.
And right now in downtown Toronto, we are sitting at 1 degree right now, feeling like a -4 with the wind chilly, but partly cloudy sky. Up at Pearson Airport, it's -1 there with a partly cloudy sky. Coming up in health and lifestyle news at 9:48, Toronto kicks off a program to reuse coffee cups and lids. The details coming up. 680 News Time, 9:44.
Hey, you're that famous actress. You must travel so much. What's the best site for hotel deals?
Hilton.com.
No. One with crazy savings.
Hilton.com. With their price match guarantee, if you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off.
Oh, one with lots of options.
Hilton.com has 16 top hotel brands. Hampton, Hilton Garden Inn, Waldorf Astoria.
Hilton.com. You should totally do their commercial.
Expect better. Expect Hilton.
You're good.
I know. Thank you.
Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com.
Right now at Rogers, you can unwrap more. Like buy one, get one when you activate 2 lines with the Samsung Galaxy S10 and S10e on select 2-year plans. That means more for you and them with our greatest BOGO yet. More perfect holiday photos with Samsung's pro-grade multi-camera. And infinite data you can share when you get them both on a Rogers Infinite plan. Get twice the nice with Samsung BOGO during the Wrapped in Red event. On now at Rogers.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's 1 degree with a partly cloudy sky. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Christine Ritchie. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Here are the top stories this hour. Well, you could soon see a lot more pot shops popping up in your neighborhood in the new year after Premier Forbes scraps the lottery for cannabis permits, which means it's a free-for-all for anyone who wants to open shop. And a poll in Britain's election projects that Prime Minister Boris Johnson Johnson's Conservative Party will likely win a majority. That outcome would allow Johnson to fulfill his plan to take the UK out of the European Union next month. The results of the election out probably tomorrow afternoon. And coming up after sports, the latest report stateside reveals 50 people died this year from vaping. 680 News Time, 9:45. Now 680 sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Rob Wong.
And Christine, right now through one period of play, it's the Maple Leafs 1 and the Flames 1. Corner up the right wing side, Marner drops it. As the reach back to gravity, positive area gets a shot off, but it's blocked by Stone in front. And Marner centers. Tavares shoots and scores. There's the call on Sportsnet 960. John Tavares with his 13th of the season, but Travis Hamonic would score for the Flames to tie it up at ones. The second period will begin with the Flames with just a few seconds left on a power play. We'll have Leafs Nation postgame on Sportsnet 590 The Fan after the final horn. Elsewhere right now, it's the Jets trailing the Red Wings 4-2 in the third. The Oilers trailing Minnesota 4-2 after 40 minutes. Earlier tonight, it was Tampa Bay beating Boston 3-2, and Buffalo got by Nashville 4-3. In the NFL's Thursday nighter, it is all Baltimore. Ravens leading the Jets right now 21-7 as they are at the half. In MLS news, Toronto FC re-signing captain Michael Bradley for 3 years using targeted allocation money, which frees up dough for another designated player. And in CFL news, the Argos have fired head coach Corey Chamberlain, replacing him with Ryan Dinwiddie. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 9:47.
I'm Scott McGilvery. When it comes to real estate, I only recommend top agents. In Toronto, that's Frank Leo and Associates at RE/MAX West. Frank has a multi-million-dollar marketing system that will get your home sold, guaranteed. Go to getleo.com and start packing.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need for your renos for less.
My dream kitchen has a stainless steel sink with a touchless faucet, a 6-burner stove, and a robot chef who cooks for my in-laws when they show up unannounced.
Well, just about everything. From Friday to Monday at Lowe's, save 15 to 20% when you spend $100 or more. Plus, enjoy 50% off all Christmas decorations. Conditions apply. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Want to sell your home without drama? Call Frank Leo and Associates at RE/MAX West. I'm Scott McGilvery, and I trust Frank's world-class multi-million-dollar marketing system to create incredible demand to get your home sold. Go to getleo.com today.
680 News Time, 9:48. The province's 4 major teachers unions say they will challenge legislation that caps the pay increases of public sector workers. This is the latest twist in the ongoing contract talks between Ontario teachers and the Ford government. Liz Stewart is the president of the English Catholic Teachers Association.
We expect to be able to engage in free and fair negotiations. Bill 124 restricts this right.
Peter Bethlen-Falvey, the president of the Treasury Board, says it's constitutional.
It does not impede the collective bargaining process or the right to strike.
And this means both sides still don't have a deal, and reaching one anytime soon seems highly unlikely. A first-of-its-kind reusable cup program has just launched in Toronto. Rigo is piloting in 4 Toronto neighborhoods, including the Junction and Rossesvalles. So when you go into any participating coffee shop and order a drink, you can request Rigo and put down a $5 deposit for a cup and lid. You can then swap the cup for another that has been washed and sanitized in any participating business, or simply receive your $5 back. According to Rigo, if 1% of Toronto's takeout coffees were served in reusable cups and lids, over 7 million disposable cups would be removed from our landfills and oceans. One person was hurt after being struck by a vehicle near Yonge and Bloor. It happened at Asquith Avenue and Park Road just around 6 o'clock this evening. Police say the driver remained at the scene and there are no charges being laid as of yet. The pedestrian suffered non-life-threatening facial injuries. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones, and a well-known and loved Toronto theater costume designer dies at 103.
680 News Time, 9:50.
I'm gonna get it. They got nothing for me tonight.
Okay, stop. For the best appliance deal ever, come into Gomez today. You'll save up to 25% on all Eco appliances.
Yep, that's 25% off on top of manufacturer rebates and promotions.
man.
Pricing on most Bosch dishwashers are lower than, well, they've ever been. Energy savings rebate by the Government of Canada. Visit Gomez.com for details.
Enjoy a great big winter welcome in New York City. Seize the season with Porter Airlines at a special offer called NYC Winter Outing. This offer includes 2-for-1 tickets to top attractions and Broadway shows, plus prefix deals at the best restaurants. Make it happen January 21 through February 9 by booking your flight to New York City with Porter Airlines. Visit flyporter.com/NY. Porter. Flying refined.
680 News on 951.
Let's look at the roads. Here's Kyle Hucking.
This report brought to you by Viva Next. That collision we had on the 427 northbound north of Rathburn in the Express quickly cleared off to the side. However, it's still slow through this area because we have the northbound 427 ramp to the westbound